down.
No applause. No money.
Yeah, please, come on.
Yeah, just throw money.
Have some, have some respect.
Killing me, man.
Okay, all right, let's pray. Okay, I think this is episode 63. Okay,
No.
2, something. We're in the 60s.
I'm in my 70s. I
Okay.
just had a birthday, so welcome.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
What'd you do for your birthday?
I got older.
There we go.
Only by 1 year, though. Nothing, man. After you get 40, you stop counting. You was hoping you're going
Oh, wasn't your
backwards.
21st birthday?
It's in my 70th.
Oh.
Bro.
You don't look 70. There's a reason. Black don't crack.
I was about to say it.
Yes. The melatonin, baby.
Meanwhile, I look like I'm 12, right?
That's the haircut.
Okay, today we were going to talk about a couple topics within being single and going into ministry and what to do in preparation while you're single before you go into ministry. I know one of the things we wanted to talk about was what we need / should be doing during our time of singleness. You can take that away because I'm in my single season still. Oh, yeah. No, you can go.
So that's a hard question for me because I was married when I came into the church. So, but if I'm trying to put myself in that driver's seat, if I can say it like that, if you know you're going to ministry and that's the road, if you've already chosen, there's certain things in the Bible you can read through, but you have to first of all know who you are. Mm-hmm. So your mate is your completer, but if you don't know you, how are you going to know who your completer is?
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes we're going to go in there by, if it's a young lady, how she looks and da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, and, you want a nice-looking chick, I got that. But is that my completer?
Yeah.
So often we want to find someone just like us that's not your completer because that's you.
Yeah.
As a female. So usually, though, my wife is my exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
She's white?
No. I mean, no, but I'm just saying everything I'm not, she is.
Right.
All right, so I'm grumpy, she's kind. I just like sulk, and she's like, let's go. And I goes like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm just on the couch, and I'm going to stay here until somebody comes, until the worms eat me up, right? So she is my completer. She's everything I'm not.
Right.
All right? And I'm everything that she's not. So you took this half and that half, and you got a whole. If your mate is everything you are, you still got two halves. Mm-hmm. There's no. So let's look at the magnet. What happens? Two positives. Positive and negative. Place close.
Yeah.
That's Einstein right there. That's a universe. That's a universal deal. So we often kind of, plus if she's cute, I'm down, don't bring no ugly girls up in here. The president goes like, what's your first name? I'm sorry.
Chris.
You got Chris. She's not that good looking. Can't you find another one like that? So hopefully in all of that, but yeah, you want to find your completer. Mm-hmm. And so to do that, neology.
What's that?
Prayer.
Oh.
Neology. Not theology. Neology. Mm-hmm. So we get down, God, I need my completer. You know where she is or he is. Let us meet, bring me to her here or her to me or whatever. And it's very seldom it's like maybe love at first sight. I don't, the first time my wife saw me, she goes like, "You have got to be kidding." So I was having a party at my house, and I was not saved. I was not sane, and I don't even I don't remember what planet I was really on at that particular hour. So her sister said, "I want to meet you. He's a really nice guy," and she caught me in not a really nice place. It was my party, and I got started early, and I don't remember none of it to this day. So I didn't run around. We hang out, and we was in church, and so basically I can say that my wife is the reason that I became an apostolic.
Wow.
So at one time we just started looking for God. We went here, we got there. So her sister Lavinia was in church. She said, "Y'all need to go to the apostolic church." So we went. That was in 1980. We got the Holy Ghost, and we started this adventure together. But we were already married before that. But so remember that your opposite is out there, and that's your completer. So when God said it's good for the man, it's not good for the man to be alone, he did not make another man.
Right. How specific do you think you should be with praying for the other half?
Specificity, if you don't pray specific, you get nothing. You're still single.
Maybe that explains a lot.
That explains a lot. You can say, "Find me a girl." God's like, "What kind of girl?" "Oh, a female." "Okay." "That's still a girl. What do you want?" So you have to know what you want.
Right.
And so most of us don't know what we want. We think we know. So God knows what God gave Adam was his what? Completer. He didn't give him a girl. He gave him something to complete who he was. What he was missing was Eve. And so what God just took something like, and the guys, the reason why we're like girls, we're trying to get our rib back. You know, I said it, and so that lady must be the one that completes you, and you're going to be probably direct opposites and drive each other crazy, but that's your completer. It's not you, it's the one that's the opposite of you, but God brings you together, and you get that folding deal, and you come together by the power of God. And when you do that, you got a situation that the devil can't handle.
Right.
And that you and your wife will be going step by step. So if you think one way and she thinks this, then there's a whole nother way. So if she thinks one way, you think another, you think the other, then you got a surround thing going here. The enemy has not one way to get you. There's things that I do not think about. Just the way my brain works, my mind was like, "We can't do that." I said, "Why?" "Sure, it's easy." Because like, no, and she'll always find out something that I think of because I'm a man, and I don't want her to be a man. I want her to be a woe, a woe man, right? And so that's why he said, "This is woman." He says, "And this is your completer." So if she's cute, that works, you know. But hey, you know. And if you don't, you're going to get yourself, you know, I know me, pretty girl. I wouldn't marry me. I still wonder why my wife is married. So I wouldn't marry me, so I have to marry something that I was somebody that was opposite of me. But yet,
Completer.
She completes me.
Right.
What about in terms of, I guess, before the dating stage?
Right.
I guess just friendships. What are some like boundaries that people could have? More specifically, like, do you think it's inappropriate that a girl has a lot of guy friends or a guy has a lot of like lady friends, like stuff like that? Like,
If you're like, you mean like you're serious?
no. So this is just before the dating stage. Like, let's just say,
Are you interested?
no. Like, do you think it's inappropriate? This is away from the dating stage,
Yeah,
but you're a single person.
Right.
Let's just say me.
Right.
Would it be inappropriate for me to have all these lady friends? And same for a girl. Would it be inappropriate for her to have all these guy friends? If that makes sense. Because there's always like not a debate, but like some people agree with having a lot of friends of the opposite sex,
Right.
and some disagree with it. Like, what's your stance on all that?
It depends on if you're the limitations you put on yourself. You know, if you got a lot of female friends, and how deep is that friendship? You know what I mean? I mean, it's so. And how do you keep yourself from getting too close to where it's more than a friendship? Now you may be interacting in a situation where you're dating without dating. You're just, you haven't made that commitment. So non-committals, as long as everybody understands the parameters and limitations of that relationship, you're good. But the guy has to be very careful, because as the Bible says, the woman is easier to fall in love than a man, because the Bible says to her, she's drawn to the man because she is his completer, not the other way around. So the guy is a monster. He's a total. He's a buffoon. He's an ape. Oh, wah, wah, wah. He's got his mate that goes, wah. The girl's like, hello, what's the crazy guy? And so you have to find somebody that is your opposite. Mm-hmm. And so you have to be careful, because females are not males. They are female. While the male can be kind of just playing around, her emotions are different. You're not even thinking about dating. She's already dating. And then the next thing you know, she's humming like, da, 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 da. It's like, there's no dun 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 here. We're not ready for dun 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 dun. The girl is always ready for dun 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 dun. Mm-hmm. All right. And so, guys, it's just, you have to be very careful, put limitations, and sometimes it's best to describe what this is all about. Okay, we can say, like, we're just friends. The girl's gonna get that. It's not. They're emotional. Guys, we're buffoons. We're out there. It's like, and she's getting drawn to you because that's the way God made us, and it's up to you to set the parameters of that relationship. And if you don't, you're gonna cross some boundaries that's gonna cause this little girl to start pounding for you, and you have nothing for her. And so that happened. I was like, whoa, I thought we was just friends. Yeah, but you said this. You said, girl, I was just like, it was just a Pepsi. It was only McDonald's. But for her, she's built different. Her mindset is different. Her heart is different. Everything about her. She's a woman. I mean, it's and guys, we're just dumb sometimes, and we don't get it. And so we're just going on, and she's looking to see you got this other girl relationship, and now she's jealous. And you go like, what are you jealous about? Well, you spend more time with her than you do with him. Well, she's my friend. I thought I was your friend. You're like, you are. Well, which one of us are the more friendly? It's like, I don't know. See, now you're in trouble, right? You're laughing. You're already in trouble. He's already in trouble. So.
I think it's funny because I feel like I've been on the other side sometimes where I thought the person's like, oh no, we're just friends. And I'm thinking, she wants me so bad. She invited me to the church barbecue in a mass group text with like 50 other people. She wants me.
You're killing me. I like your swag though.
And I was like, she could change. I'll be one of those stories where she didn't want me at all. And then she turned around and she said, wow, I'm in love with you. I was waiting, but
write the book. It may not sell, but you write the book anyway. Yeah. No, so the human family is put together by God. So the way it is, the man should be the machismo. In other words, if you're really, really that set on that, then you got to go get yourself ready for it. You have to set the parameters of the relationship, not her. She is the weaker vessel. That doesn't mean she's stupid. It doesn't mean that she's not. It's just she's more emotional. We are more analytical, you know. And the guy he's, I hate to say that, most guys are just, they don't get it, you know. A guy can be talking to a girl and be talking to her, and then another girl about it, he's still talking to this one, goes like, yeah, you know, oh yeah, you know, hey, I'm over here, yeah, I'll be right. Hey. That's cause how we're built. That's what God put in us. So you have to train yourself to say, like, this is it, all right? And if that's it, then you have to, like, tell the young lady, hey, I'm interested, are you? If she says no, it's like, great, because now you saved yourself a lot of money, a lot of time, and a heartache. And so you keep going and saying, okay, God, I'll tell you what, you send her to me. Mm-hmm. That's the best way to get one. You send me my helpmeet. You send me my opposite.
I don't think he's hearing me.
He is. How old are you?
27.
No, he ain't listening to you yet.
Oh.
I'm kidding. She still may be in the works for you.
Amen.
I'm trying to
receive it.
I receive it. And so you have to just wait patiently onto the Lord. The last thing you want to do is get in a relationship that God does not want you to be.
Yeah.
So if it's a God deal, it's going to work. There are always going to be problems because two celestial beings in the universe that collide, what is that called? Collateral damage.
Yeah.
This planet, this is a female, this is a male, and these are two opposite, things traveling in the same place. What's they going to do if they don't?
They don't mix, explode,
They will collide,
collide,
and then they will implode.
Oh, yeah.
So one of them is going to be the master. It just depends on how that happens. That happens all the time. So your job is saying, God, I don't know me, but you do. Send me my completer, the one that you have picked for me before the foundations of the world. Because I don't know what I want. I know what I want, but is that what I really need? Send me my completer. And that's what God brought to Adam. Eve, that completed him, was an opposite of him because she was a man with a wound, a wound man. And so that's why we like girls' clothes. We're trying to get our rib back. That's a joke right there. And so you want that. God knows what's going to, you said, you send her to me. I tried to find her, and I can't find her, but you can send her. And when you do, you'll know. And she'll know.
I always think of that verse that says, who finds a good wife. It's like, okay, I'm trying to search here.
No. You let him search.
Okay, all right.
Okay, he's the finder.
Okay.
And he will deal. I mean, so when you remember Abraham, he's over there, and Isaac is in the tent after Sarah's died, and he's sleeping in his mama's bed because he's a mama's boy. So Abraham goes like, "Are you getting up anytime?" He looks at the kids like, he needs a woman. He needs a woman. So he sends his son over there. He sends his servant over there to get Rebecca, right, and bring her back. And for Isaac, that was his completer. That was the deal. Notice there was no dating. She jumped out the horse, saw him, boom. Second like a man was over. All right. So in those days, they were bequeathed from birth.
They what?
They were united. They were like, your son is going to marry my daughter from birth.
Oh.
You didn't pick them out. So
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, that means I have the ability to make my relationship work if I want to. Or I could be a selfish brute and mess up everything in my life.
Wow.
You don't fall in love. It's not a cliff. I fell in love. Yeah. What's that? That's a rock and stuff. I fooled around. No, you didn't fool around. You may fool around, but you didn't fall in love. We don't fall in love. Love is a choice. Love is not an emotion. Now, it does come with me. Love is not an emotion. It's a choice. It's a choice. I choose. Every day I choose to love my wife. Every day. Every day I choose to love God. Every day. And the other stuff, if I don't want to love it, I'm going to say, I don't want to love that. I don't want to love the world. I want to this. So I'm going to like, so we're North Americans. We think everything is an emotional situation, and the emotions are there. But what I'm saying is you have to know what you're looking for. And then you have to know that this is going to be something that's going to enhance me as a individual and enhance her as an individual, and then we come together in this kind of a adhesive relationship, and then we both serve Christ.
What would you say to the person who accidentally, well, not accidentally, but they chose to get in a relationship with somebody that they probably is not their completer and they shouldn't have been in, and they're already married? Like, not that it's too late, but
they're already married?
Yeah, like, okay.
To somebody else?
No, like, okay, say
like you're saying they're engaged to somebody?
No, let's say I didn't choose my completer.
Yeah.
Not saying that God only has the one, but let's say I made a wrong choice and I got with somebody who didn't complete me, didn't like whatever. What do I do?
Married her?
Do I just get
You
rid of her?
married her already?
Yeah, no, I married her.
You did?
No, I'm not married right now, but I meant like
I was like, wait a minute, what are we talking about?
No.
Well, that's pretty, I don't know. Let me think about that. I would say
divorce. No, I'm kidding.
I thought you wasn't married. No, you have, number one, I forget it was which I don't want to say the wrong guy, but it's know thyself. Who said that? Anyone know? It was one of those great cats, If you don't know who you are, you're going to be messed up all through life. So know thyself. If I know who I am and what I really am looking for and what I know that I'm missing, then I'm not looking for a wife. I'm looking for a completer. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? And so if you don't know who you are, then you're going to be just kind of going through life with nothing. But if you know who you are at your very core, then you know what you're looking for. And when you meet what you're looking for, it's going to be like.
So would you say it's safe to say that you should pray for, I need someone who's going to complete me in this area type of thing?
One of the deals, I was married when I come into church. So let's go back to the first thing, know thyself, okay? And the second thing is God knows more about you than you do. And you can say this, so if your prayer is going to be, God, you know me better than I know me, and there's somebody out there that's my completer, bring her to me. He'll get her to you. Wait, pray it as long as you have to pray. It's like, because I only want to be married one time. Mm-hmm. I want to make that the deal. And then she may not even look like your completer, but she will be. If God sends her,
He'll bring the attraction.
No, the attraction has already been there because you will be her completer also.
What if she's ugly?
Where are you getting these questions from?
I'm just thinking like, cause
seems too real.
No, but I mean like what if God like brings my completer and she passes by because I'm like,
I'm not a cat. Like,
I'm not.
No, that's not the one, Jesus. Yeah. You made a mistake, right?
You did. I think you sneezed.
Has it been the girl you've been texting lately?
Oh, stop. No.
What you say?
The girl he's been texting lately. I think there's a correlation between the two. I don't know. Anyways, kind of like this is a fast forward. to the dating stage, or I
Right.
guess backpedaling because you were talking about marriage. But what are some boundaries that I guess young couples should have?
The man sets the boundaries. Okay. Not the female is emotional, very. The man has emotions, but we've have been taught that we don't let them come out. A little girl falls down and I mean has a little hangnail, and the little boy falls down, cuts his whole hand off. Right? We get the boy, go like, "Shut up, quit crying, be a man." The little girl, "Oh, you gotta pick it." So we're pretty much, what's the word I want to use? Factoring in that we don't show our emotions. If I show my emotions, I'm not a man. Totally wrong. It's not. It's something that we developed. We're supposed to be this hard shell, dotted manipistio. How are you going to get a woman like that? You have to have some feelings. You have to understand that you have strengths and weaknesses. And so this lady is she's completing me. So if you want a pretty nice looking girl, you have to say when you put your, what you're lining down on a piece of paper, you're gonna pray to God. When I say and by the way, make her good looking. So make sure you put it down on there. What you say is what you get. Okay, and so I would start to like simmer the but I think that in this our society that our morals are so low and our immoral stuff is so high that what we see in the Bible is just we're missing it. It's way out there, and it's just not like we know it. It's not like what we're writing here, or what we're reading in there. Our moral standards are just not good, and so that way we get babies out of wedlock. We get a relationship and a marriage that lasts 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 months or 1 or 2 days and fall apart and damage families because we quit allowing God to put us together. We think we're good enough, we think we're smart enough, and we're not. So God has had the ability to look into my future and to know where I'm going to be at a certain time and then what I'm going to do in a certain time. So not having that in my life before I got saved, I got extremely lucky because if it wasn't for my wife, I would not have been in church. So God knew what I needed before I knew what I needed. And so that might be a good thing for you to pray, God, you know what I need. I don't know myself. So you send me the one. You send me my completer. So that goes for if you got a young lady over here praying that prayer, and you're praying prayer, and God says, okay, he already knows. We can only see what's behind us and where we are. God can actually see where we're going. Mm-hmm. God can go down time. See, this is not going to work because that's not the one, my man. Go down time, like, that's the one. Get it, man. Lock her down. That's what we're doing. I don't know if I asked the question. Did I ask the question?
You did, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
What is the how important? I know it's important,
Right.
but like how important is it that you find the right person to do ministry with?
I would say terminally, because if you're going to ministry and you're married somebody that they don't mind being saved, but they don't want anything to do with ministry because of the cost, and there's a very, very high cost. I know sometimes ministry seems like because we only see the surface. And you see the cat up there on the platform, all the people going down, everybody getting the Holy Ghost, falling out. But after the lights goes off and the music is gone, you still are a human being. And if you're not on that same page with your wife or your mate, and you're gonna go home and fuss and fight, and she don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, and then you come back in the church and look like model people. It's a farce. You have to know. Again, we go back. You have to know yourself. You have to know yourself. If you don't know you, how's your wife gonna know you? Right. And if she doesn't know herself, and you can act like, yeah, I'm a dad, and I told my boss, don't be bringing no ugly chick up in here. That was the deal. And goes like, hey, at least you got to be cute, something like that, and but I don't know. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and sometimes things don't work out the way we want. But can I say this? You don't fall in love. That's a misnomer. You don't fall in love. You direct your love. You can love anything you want and anybody you want. And you can dismiss all their flaws and all their failures and all of that, blah, 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 because you're actually not loving the physical presentation. You're loving who that person is, and that's way down in here. That's our heart, soul, mind, spirit. So when God looks at us, he looks beyond the exterior. He's looking for that inner man. We in the North American mindset, we never look for the inner person. We just look at the outer person like, oh yeah, that's the one. And that's why your neology, knowing what you, and you be honest with God. God, I don't know what I know. I don't know why. I know what I think I want, but I don't know who I want. But you know who's going to complete me. Send her to me.
Right. I have, I think, another question. What was we doing? So if you have a couple,
Okay.
maybe this one you can relate to a little bit more.
Okay.
Because you came into church married.
Right.
If you're about to go into ministry, and I don't know what you guys did leading up to it, what do you suggest as steps of preparation before going into ministry with your spouse?
Ooh, man. Where are you getting these questions from, man? This is crazy stuff. Oh, he points at you. Both of y'all are single?
Yeah.
All right. I came into church married. So, I don't even know how I got into ministry. Well, I do. My pastor goes like, you have a calling. I'm looking like, I'm talking to you. And I told him, I goes like, you're not, no, man. He goes like, I told him, it says, God does not call people like me. That's what I told him. He said, what did I just say? Now, my pastor was the school of hard knocks. The more you say no, the more he knocks you in the head. It's like, what did I just say? I know, but Pastor, I'm labeling where I was and what I did. He says, you're called to preach. You don't quit arguing and do what I tell you to do. So to get beyond that is that, again, most of these things are compounding, and most of them have the same attack or place that you go, and that's back into your prayer closet. And you bring everything before him. The reason why, you know your past, you know your present, but you do not know your future. He does. So you're saying, what about this girl? He's going to not look at your past. He's going to look at your past. Does she suit that? Mm-hmm. Does she suit where you are? Does she suit where you're going? He's going to do the same thing with the girl. So remember now, he's never going to give you who you are. He's going to give you your direct opposites,
Yeah.
because then you have been completed. So she, your final mate, if you find her, is going to be totally different than you. Totally. And he goes like, oh, why are we together? Because two positives kick back, two negatives kick back. It's a positive and a negative, and they make one. So quit looking for you. Trust me, you do not want to be married to you.
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay. And so the girl she wants to marry somebody like her dad. Like, I don't even know your dad, girl. What's up with that? But she has this father deal, the father thing in her head. And so it's a deal. So again, the neology, how you're praying, you're directing your prayers. You're not just praying general prayers. Your prayers have to be very specific and very defined. General prayers require no faith. Therefore, they require no answer.
Interesting.
It's not interesting. It's right there in your Bible. That's doctrine right there. General prayers like, oh God, move. That's a general prayer, right?
Yeah.
Is God gonna move? No. You're like, well, maybe. No. Oh yeah, no, he's not.
Move to the left.
Or to the right. It's not going to happen because there's no specificity. If your faith, if your prayer is so general that God can do anything with it, you're not going to get an answer. But you saying, I shall tell you this, a little detour. I needed a car. So I prayed, God, I need a car. God goes, okay. God, I need a car. So my car broke down. A chick in my, sorry about that. A lady on my job had a car, and it was like for $500. That's all I had to spend back in my poor days, right? So I buy this green Dodge Dart.
Oh.
Inline six. Ugly.
Yeah, I believe it.
But it got me from point A to point B. So then I'm mad. I said, we were having church in it over there, and I come into the prayer room. I said, God, I know you're from Jerusalem and all of that. Y'all only have projects, but I said, God, brothers don't drive green cars. You know what I'm saying? And God's like, who's on the phone? It's Emory. What does he want now? He asked for a car. He said, you asked for a car. I said, but I didn't ask for a bucket. I gave you what you asked for. I goes like, would you drive that? I ain't got no license, boy. I don't need no car. You asked for a car? I got a car. I'm frustrated. I'm going like, what? Then I found out this. Prayer without specificity is not prayer at all. Then I sat down at my desk. I wrote out what kind of car I wanted, what I wanted in interior, da-da-da-da. I want a 4-door compact car with a gift shift in the middle with a diamond in the back in it. No, just kidding. How do you know that? You should not know that. You've been in church too long.
I think I'm more specific with what I want in my car than my wife.
Oh, wow. You got a nice car in a bucket for a chick? No, bro. Change that around.
Switch it up.
Switch that up. And so, I was sitting on my bed. All of a sudden, one of the 3 vengeance I ever had, I saw me and my wife and my daughter getting on the on-ramp of the highway coming here. And I was in a 4-door powdered blue with a stick shaft, everything I asked for. And I saw it. I said, what? I said, there it is. And they're looking, all they can see is the bunk bed. We're on bunk beds. They go, all they see was the springs. But I see her getting in the car. I see us in the car. Everything I asked for. We go to Modesto. I take my bucket up there. And the guy had nothing on I didn't have money. Had a little bit of money. And he said, Mr. Ram, I have nothing on my lot that fits where you can see. I said, I know that. I was just looking. He said, well, wait a minute. I just took in a car. So you might be interested. He comes right around. Guess what he's driving?
A car you want?
4-door, compact car, like the same car I saw in the vision. He parked it right in front of me, and I drove it off.
Oh, wow.
If God can do that for a car, he can do that for a wife.
Amen.
You just have to know what you're asking for.
Right.
And with specificity. But make sure you tell him this. After that, you ask yourself, now make me what she wants me to be.
Right.
So everybody goes into it. So sometimes it's like the guy wants the girl to be perfect and then he don't want to change. No, you got to have to change. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you believe in going based off potential? Because I've heard some people, they go for someone and it's like, let's just say this person's sold out. You know, they
Okay.
love God and this person, yeah, they're in ministry, but they go through the motions. And they stay with them just because, they could get even more spiritual down the road or they could get more on fire for God. Should you go for someone based off potential or is it like a no-go, red flag type of thing?
Ooh, that's a great question. And coming in church already married, I don't know if I can answer that completely. I can say that if you came to me and said that, I goes like, it's better that you know than hope that that person is going to be your completer. Again, we go back to the altar and back to the deal where, God, you know where she is, and this is my turn. So what do I do in my life right now to get to the point where if I meet this girl, I'm ready for her and she's ready for me? So if all I'm doing is like looking at what I want her to be and not looking at what I want, what you want, what she's looking for. And the same things go for the young lady. If she's looking for this kind of guy, what kind of girl what you should be doing to get that kind of a man. Because if you don't, it's not going to work. I mean, you can be married forever, but I do a lot of marriage counseling, and the first-time attraction doesn't go that far. It really doesn't. You're going to have something that's going to be a lifelong commitment, and that I love my wife. And she probably just she probably tolerates me, but I got the swag, so she ain't got it, you know what I'm saying, So what I don't have in looks, I got total swag with, But so you have to know, and then God knows who you need.
Right.
You don't. You think you do. So again, we go back to that prayer closet. You go get on your knees and go say, bring her to me.
Right.
You know who my completer is. All right? And I would tell God, I would tell God, it's okay, she's cute too. And smart, and rich.
Amen.
Throw it all in there. Hey, I'm gonna get 4 or 5.
Trinity.
If I get 2 or 3, I'm gonna be happy. So I think because in ministry, that's gonna be one of the major deals you ever do is who you marry.
Right.
That will and can, I should say, that can and possibly will mess up the whole thing.
Sorry for all these questions.
No,
but
no,
it's
I'm
just- okay. How does one not fall into the trap of staying in a relationship that isn't good for them?
I don't know. Well, if you find out early in the relationship, you have to be man enough to say, you know what, this is not going to work. And even if it breaks your heart, it breaks her heart, it goes like, I'm man enough to know that you and I are not compatible for one and another at this stage. And when you do that, you free her to go and find someone else, and you're free to go instead of going into a relationship and it's fussing and fighting from day one until D-Day. You know what D-Day is, right?
Is that wedding day?
No, that's
Death day.
no,
Is it the war that happened?
no D-Day.
Darn. I don't know.
Divorce.
Oh,
Yeah, that D-Day. That's the D-Day right there. Okay, so that's the D-Day. You don't want a D-Day, all right? You want, so if you start feeling like this is not the one, the best way, and your heart may break and her heart may break, and this might be one of the worst things you have to do up until that stage of your life, but it'd be better when you both heal and she finds her mate and you find yours and you'll be all right. That's the deal. Remember, so like I say, me and my wife were total opposites. She is so sweet and so pretty, and I'm the ogre. What's for breakfast? It's like she's gonna oh Jesus, what did I do? Oh my God, So what I'm missing, it's like I got the swag. But you want, that's why you're praying for God to bring that, send her, you find her and lead me to where she is, because you know me better than I know her.
Right.
And I'm not looking for me. I'm looking for my completer.
How does a person, he or she, like, I don't know if cope is the word, or like, how do they find comfort or peace if they were in a relationship where they were dependent and now they're alone? They break up. Like, how do they?
It depends on how deep in the relationship they were. How far, this is another reason that we don't, as we're in our dating stage, we stay away from fornication, because if you have, I don't want to say the wrong words on this one. So if you mate with a woman, you become one.
Even before marriage, correct?
That's why you wait. So a lot of times, you see these cats out here, they had one girlfriend and two and three and four. They're crazy because they don't know. They done made it with this one, and made it with that one, made it with that one. It's a physical attraction, but sex is not physical. Sex is actually emotional and spiritual. You just made it yourself to somebody.
Soul tied.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what if you do that for 3 or 4 chicks? Now you actually are now crazy because you're taking on the persona of all these people. And that's why in the Bible, it's not as God trying to keep us from mating. It's like, no, because you become what?
One.
The twain become one, and it's intertwined, and you don't get rid of that. It stays one.
What do you say from? I mean, you're not a woman, but what would you say?
But believe that.
What would you say from, I guess, the woman's perspective,
Yeah.
who soul tied with somebody?
Yeah.
He broke up with her.
Right.
He moved on. He's in a new relationship. He's about to
Right.
get married, but she's still been holding on for years.
She's devastated, and she's confused. And the only way she can get out of that is the altar.
Right.
Because otherwise, every time she is in a relationship, she's going to look for that guy, and or she's going to get angry or other things, or she may change her sexual orientation. All kind of things can happen.
Wow.
So that's why we preach and teach and try to say, do not consummate what's not a marriage yet. Do not. That's why we don't fornicate. It's not that God's trying to keep us from pleasure. It's like, no, it's not just pleasure. You become one.
Right.
And how many times can you become one? You can't. And so you got cats out there, dudes, guys, what do y'all call? They're in bed with this one and this one and this one and that one, and they're understanding that you're taking the persona of 3 or 4 different chicks. You don't even know who you are.
Are you only one with the first one?
No, you're one for everybody.
Wow.
That might be the major deal, but every time you get into a relationship and you union what you actually, and if you tear yourself off, it's like, have you ever had 2 pieces of paper glued together?
Yeah.
I mean, really glued together?
Probably not.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What happens when you try to get them apart?
Oh, they're destroyed.
Thank you. If that's what glue, when you consummate a marriage, and you can't break that.
So
Some of that lady's going to be there.
So is that person just kind of doomed forever?
No, he's not doomed, but I'm saying, how many times can you do that and be sane?
Yeah.
So we were pretty much created to marry one woman to one man and stay that way. Mm-hmm. Okay, not this dating, popping around, fornication here, fornication there, fornication everywhere. It's crazy, and so Middle Eastern people, they don't do that. They're bequeathed. They married from birth to this person they never seen, and they go, and their relationships and their marriages is totaling 85%. Wow. While ours is like in the low 50s, because they set their heart and set their mind and says, I'm going to love you. Love is not a hole that you fall into. I fell in love. No, you didn't. Nobody falls in love. You have to say, I'm going to love you no matter what. And we have more relationships says, actually, I'm going to love you when you're up, when you're down, if you're skinny, if you're fat, if you lose your mind, I will be there. That's up to me. That's up to and that's my commitment. We say that when we get married because we think, me and my wife are old now, right? So we got married when we were young, so we were wrong, vow. I was thin. I had a 32-inch waist. I had an afro bigger than this room, and I was all down to the bag of chips. And now I'm an old, grumpily, I can't even get out of bed. I'm like, I get do my feet work. I got one big toe that's wiggling. My little toe don't do nothing anymore. You say, hey, bro, I'm still sick. Leave me alone. And so you have to you are deliberate to fall in love. It's not a hole. It's not a chasm. It's not something you jump into. It's something as a man you said, I will love you. That's it. Just like we do God. I have never seen God, but I love the Lord. Okay, so how can I love the Lord who I've never seen and say I don't love the woman that I see every day? There's something wrong with that. Something wrong with our North American deal.
Is it possible to create a spiritual or emotional soul tie without having physical relations?
It depends on how much time you spend with that person. Because if you like a person and y'all are that tied, you ain't gonna. That's like turning a kid loose in a candy store and say, don't touch it. You can touch it, but you can't have it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, it's not even, it's not even something that you can even contemplate. We're not built like that. We are emotional beings in this body. That's who we are at our core. The man was made for the woman, and the woman was made for the man. You can't get. These are laws I didn't put in. That's the Bible. You have to talk to the designer. Mm-hmm. That's the designer. He just like, hey, you know, if you're, I was telling him, like, hey, find your, we got to find your soulmate. What does that mean? I don't even know what my soul is. I'm not, so I think it all goes back to say, God, you know me. You have a plan for my life. All right. I would love to be married. Bring her to me.
Right.
I'm going to wait right here. As I'm waiting, I'm praying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fasting. I'm moving on in my search for ministry or whatever I'm doing with this thing over here. I'll know her when I see her, or she's saying, "I need my soulmate." Da, 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 da. So there's a lot of prayer and a lot of still that gets you there. And if you're not cosmic of it, and you are just having your mind like the generation of society we're in today, that, if you don't like this one, a soulmate's not like a suit that I can take back to J.C. Penney's because like it don't fit, and they're gonna give me a brand new suit. It doesn't work like that. So if she's not a fit, let her go. Because like be a man and go. So you know what? I've been thinking. We argue a lot. We're not on the same page. I really like you, but I don't really. I know you like me, but before we get emotionally in this thing, we can't get out of it. I want the best for you. I hope you want the best for me. Why don't we just stop this right now? Because this is not going where we wanted to go.
Right.
Now that's going to hurt, but it's not going to hurt as worse if you go get married, you got kids, and now y'all get there, and now we got another fractured church. Another fractured family. That I could avoid it being in a man.
Mm-hmm.
It says, I'm not good for you, or you're not good for me. This just won't work. And that takes a big man to do that. But you're not looking for it right now. You're looking for it down the road, especially if you're going to be in ministry, especially like because what happens is if your wife is not feeling ministry and you are, you're going to have to be one or two things. You're going to have to stay in ministry and kind of like drag your wife along with you unwillingly.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a strain on you. Or are you going to say, okay, so I'm going this way, you're going that way. Before we get that far in this relationship, I want to be very honest with you. I need somebody that's going to be with me in ministry because that's where I feel the call of God is in my life. Can you reassure me that you have that same calling? I'm willing to pray with you and do whatever. I love you, whatever we are with that relationship until you feel that call of God. If not, then we're opposite. It's not, it's just not going to work. Now, I'm different because we came out of the world. We didn't know nothing about church, da-da-da-da-da. But my wife she's a very spiritual lady. I'm in church because of her. I love her to death. I would do anything for her. But if she come out and goes like, I don't want to serve God, and I goes like, see ya. I would try to say, people don't do that. Come on, we can work this out. I don't want to do ministry no more, da-da-da-da-da-da. I goes like, well, I'm gonna have to let you go, girl, because I gotta go. I gotta live. I gotta have heaven. Now, if we're out of ministry and stuff like that, and we're done, okay, that's one thing. But it's still like, so when you get the call, you want to at least try to find somebody that has the call too.
Right.
So because then they'll understand the emotional stuff that the calling does to your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're called to something, they even do that in the secular world. The CEO, he isn't rarely, marries the secretary.
Yeah.
he marries another CEO.
Yeah.
It's a ching-ching thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know did I rest on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You had a question?
Sorry, I'm popping my knee.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
No.
right, man. You're talented then. I pop my knee. I'm maybe in traction.
One of my last questions is, I feel like this is kind of cheesy, but
It's all right.
do you think that couples should pray together before marriage or reserve that for marriage?
You mean together before marriage?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say yeah, in a prayer group.
In a prayer group?
Yeah. I don't trust guys in a church with a chick by herself
Yeah.
and talking about, oh, Jesus, Jesus, rubbing on their back and stuff. Oh, yeah. Pray her through, Jesus. Pray her through. I don't trust you, man. No. Hey, you, get your hand off the chick, man. Over there in the corner, underneath the pew. Come on. You're like the guy over there. I'm not letting everybody, no. And I want you over here like, I'm a dog. I'm a fool. That's the guy I'm looking for. That's the guy. That's the guy that know thyself. I'm gonna go. I think that's Plato. If you don't know you, how you gonna figure out a mate? Because your mate is your opposite. You're gonna be looking for somebody like you. Do you really want to be married to you? I don't. I don't even like me. I don't even know. I don't even why.
I'd be irritated with myself.
Exactly. I don't even know why Sister Emily loves me. But I got swag. I mean, I'm saying, but I'm just saying, it's the key is like we go back. You send her to me. I'm not gonna go looking for her. You bring her to me. That was the deal with Abraham. You go get that girl and you bring her to my son. So he said, God, you bring her to me. Because if you pick her out, she's the one. Tell him what you're looking for. All righty now. Spiritual. All right, cool. Pretty. Right. You want a break house, 36, 24, 36, baby. You say, because like she comes in and she's like, okay. 1 out of 1 ain't bad. So it's like anything else. The more specific your prayer is, the harder it is to pray. But the more specific it is, the easier it is to get answered. And I learned that. Give me a car. He gives me a car. Like, he said, you asked for a car. I gave you a car. I'm not driving that car. Walk then. So I go back in the prayer room. Again, I want to say, specificity. It takes faith to pray a specific prayer. No faith to pray a general. I want a girl. Now, real, he brings you a monkey. You're like, it's a female monkey. I wasn't talking about. No, you ask for a girl, there's a girl. He goes like, God cannot be that picky.
Yeah.
You don't think not? I tell you, he is that picky.
This might sound really elementary, but I believe there's probably somebody out there that might ask this question. Say you're a clean person and you're looking for the opposite. You looking for a lazy person or?
You're a clean person?
Like,
what are you trying to say?
Say like you are a clean person.
You're a neat freak.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. You looking for someone lazy or is that like, that's just stupid?
No, but I'm not looking for somebody lazy, but I ain't going to marry nobody ain't going to pick the clothes up. I mean, like, your daddy don't live here, your mama don't live here. Pick your clothes up, girl. What are you doing? Hey, while at it, pick my clothes up, too. You got to remember, this is a union.
Yeah.
She is your exact opposite. You don't want to be married to yourself.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Oh, I know.
So you're married. You're what help meet. In other words, my wife is everything I am not, and I'm everything that she is not. So those two halves make a whole, and now we're complete. Because the half I'm missing, she's got, and the half she's missing, I got. So that makes one whole.
Right.
It's simple. Really simple. We make it complicated because we're going on feelings and emotions, and God doesn't do it. He's looking at the future, the past, where you're going, what you're going to be doing, da 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 da. If we get in front of God, then now we circumventing what God really wanted to do, and now we're going to pick up with our own choices. So if you're how old are you? You're 27, all right, and so you're actively looking for a mate. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. I don't think this podcast gonna help you, but you're like, who's the guy with the black suit on? Here I am, bro. Hey, bro. Holler at me, bro. So your best thing is this. What is that?
Neology.
Neology. You remember that from last time?
Yeah.
Get on your knees. Said, bring her to me. You know what I need. You don't know what you need. You know what you want. Sometimes what you want is not really what you need. But you can throw some parameters out of that. She's got to look good, God. I mean, give her a Coke bottle, 36, 24, 36. I mean, hey, that's the Coke bottle right there. And she's pretty, yeah. And start out with the prayer warrior. Still, I want to pray. And then get down to the specific stuff, Yeah, I want it full of faith and pretty.
Yes.
I want her to be, I love me and pretty. Because, God, I don't want no ugly kids, please. I'm already there by myself. I need a wife to be pretty so I can have good-looking kids, And so you want to do that. You want to be honest with yourself. You want to be honest with God. Don't lie to yourself. You know what you want. Pray the prayer.
Wow. That was all the questions I had. Yeah, geez. Took a total different direction than I was anticipating, but...
Where did you want to go? To the dump or something?
No. No, I honestly didn't know where it was going to go, but
what I'm saying is that because we're talking about lifelong relationships, not the American dream. I mean, most people in our society are very. Let me say, let's look at the extremes. Most very few couples that we know in your own life has been only married one time and to the same person. That was the World War II generation. They stayed together no matter what. Mm-hmm. Relationships right now is just a first marriage, second marriage, first date, third date, whatever. And the reason why that we don't copulate or come together in a I don't want to get too graphic here, but in a bedroom situation is you become one. And how many times do you become one with a different person? Because you're leaving part of you and her and part of her and you, and we want to know why people are going crazy these days, because our society is very undisciplined, and we're jumping in and out of the bed with so many. We call them lovers. It's not love; it's lust, and we're copulating and doing all these things with all these different entities, and we're making children out of that, and our children don't even know who they are, because we've had all of these stuff. Is God made one man for one woman. And so if that was his plan, to me it's like say, okay, God, you send her to me. You send her to me. You know what I'm looking for. You know who you want me to have to be my completer. And you know where I'm going. All I know is where I am and what I've been. I don't know my future, but you do. So who's going to give me that guy, that person, that guy or that girl or that person that's going to walk this walk and have the same values and the same deal and the same vision and the same proudest of things that I'm going through in the spirit world, that I can be complete. And if you'll pray the prayer right, you'll get the answer right.
Right.
So you got to understand, first of all, you got to know what you want. And then you got to say, okay, God, this is what I want, but what do you want for me? And God said, I'll find what you want, but make sure you stress to God, I want what you want for me. But here's a little deal, at least make her pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, because hey, you know what I'm saying? And he goes like, and he goes like, if I'm not pretty enough for her, blind her.
Amen.
I'm just saying, my wife is gorgeous and I'm not. But see, I got swag to make up for what I am, So, but you got to understand. So there's your helpmeet, your completer. Your completer is out there. You say, you bring her to me. So you're going to go out there looking, but you're not a finder. He does. He already knows who she is. Says, here we go. I'm going to be 30 here. Where we go?
No, for real.
Yeah. My folks want grandkids. So what you're going to do, you're going to just, you get in the prayer room, it's like, I'm looking for my helpmeet. That's what you tell him.
Right.
So now, first of all, you got to be, are you ready to be married?
Oh, you asking me?
Oh, yeah, that was a question.
Oh, yeah, I guess I would love to right now.
That's not an answer.
Yes.
No. Okay, so if you're ready. So what have you done to get ready?
Oh, put me on the spot here.
That's no spot. I'm just saying. Do you have a home? You buying a house? You got a car? You got a job? You
I
ain't
have
ready.
a job and a car.
Job and a car. 2 out of 5,000 ain't bad. So you're not ready.
Sure.
I know you're ready for the chick. I got that. But you're not ready for the whole, the whole deal. So you can't marry her and move into your mama's house.
Yeah. Gosh,
2 women
no.
in the same person in the kitchen you're gonna move out. One of y'all gonna have to go.
But there's more productivity though.
What's that mean?
More productivity, like 2 people in the kitchen, more food, more.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and try it and let me know how it goes. But don't call me.
Save your money. Yeah, live at home.
Hey, I don't do marriage counseling. I go say, you're having problems, I warned you. No, so the deal is, sometimes you have to do that, but if you're newly married, you need your space. Even if it's just a 1-bedroom apartment, that's your place. And it's more than intimate. That's your place where you have to. You don't know that person. You know you like them. You don't. Love is not a hole that you fall in. I fell in love. No, you didn't. You don't fall in love. You fall into lust. And you don't really know the person or love the person. What you do is you work on that relationship until the souls meet. And then God makes us what? One. That's the deal. So you want to make sure that it says, God, send me the one that you want to make my one out of.
Right.
So then the twain shall become what? One. So he knows her. He knows you. He knows what you want. He knows what she wants. And he's the one that can bring that together. And trust me, you'll know. You'll know. So you put it out there, goes like, I want to get married. What's the first thing on your list? Well, you want to save. I know you. I know you was thinking pretty. I could read it from right on. It was going like the pretty, fine. I could see it on the billboard. I was just going, okay, and that's important because no parents want ugly grandkids, right?
Yes.
And so, but then get into, remember, she is everything you're not. That's the deal. So you're going to ask for your completer. She's supposed to be everything that you're not. That means what you don't think of, she does. What you don't see, she will. That's the deal. And that's why the 2 twain shall become what?
One. Complete.
Complete. So you're what she isn't, and she is what you isn't. Now, you're not gonna get away around arguing and fighting and all that, but that's all part of the game.
Yeah.
Love has a way of surviving, even though the deal. If it doesn't work, if you didn't pray enough, or you didn't get that, and you didn't allow God to bring you who He had for you, that He knew would work for you, then that's where we get in trouble. So you got to be very careful and say, I want my completer, and then goes like, okay, be cool that she's cute, and give him all the measurements you want to give him, and then what you want to da. But you start with, I want from me what you want from me, because you don't know where you're going. You may know where you want to go, but sometimes God changes us up. He doesn't. I come into church when I was 28, and I had no. If you had told me then that I would be preaching and evangelizing and pastoring, I goes like, I don't know what you're smoking, but I'll take a whole box of that right now, because this is far away. I mean, millennials of thought patterns away from what I thought I was going to be.
Right.
So I'm standing here talking to you, your generation, and I literally overdosed at 18 years old. I'm not even being supposed to sit here. The only reason I'm sitting here because God saw me when I was 18. I was like, okay, you're an idiot, and I got that, but I got work for you to do.
Right.
And so He brought me, here I am. So I don't want you to make the mistakes that I made, because they're very devastating. So your neology and saying, okay, oh, hey, God, you know what I need. Just make her pretty. That's all. And make me what she needs.
Right.
Now, you're a nice looking guy, you're going to be all right. Nothing you can do. You can, this here is never going to be pretty. Just trust me. So it's not, and don't worry about that. If you got enough swag, you'll be all right. You got to have that swag. Trust me. I'll have, so I'm going to have some swag classes. They're pretty expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When can I sign up?
I don't know. We'll get it rolling.
I don't know if I can afford it.
I'll make it affordable for you. I'm just kidding you. But so I think that sometimes we're not looking at the whole picture, and the whole picture is the one that completes me, she's opposite from me, and again, two negatives repel, two positives propel. So the negative and the positives come together, and they make one, and that's what this is. And that's the Bible. The twain become what? One. That's the whole deal. That was Adam and Eve all the way down to the trees. And so there is a woman out there for you. You just got to find her. So what you're doing.
Oh, you too.
This is Jesus on the main line. Goes like, I don't know where she is or who she is, but you do. So you bring her to me.
Right.
Get on your knees and start. Get yourself ready for her then. Get your heart ready, my heart ready, my mind ready, my soul ready. I want to be what you want me to be, and I want her to be what you want her to be, and put us together. And that's called one. She's going to be the exact opposites of you. A positive and a negative makes a one. That's it. It's not that simple.
I hope this touches someone else besides me, too.
What does that mean? Touches them how? What do you mean?
I feel like this was a lesson for me.
You asking the question.
I know.
I was just answering. I was just answering the question. But I'm saying you're asking the question, and there must be a reason for the question. Okay? And so it's better to wait on what God has for you than you get something for yourself that's not what God wanted you to have.
Settling.
I mean, no, when you settle when you do it on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, so Isaac, he didn't even ask for a chicken. Next thing he know, the chicken's getting off their cameras. You're like, who was that? Yeah. Oh. Looks at Abraham like, okay, Dad. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you. Yeah, baby. And they never divorced. In those relationships, they are put together before they even see each other.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? You can love anybody if you want to.
True.
We're North Americans. We have to have this thing of like, it's got to be this, got to be that, got to be this. I don't know. It wasn't that way. You know, it. Yeah, you want to be cute, blah, 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 blah. But if you're there and you feel like this is my soulmate, this is the one, then you can make it happen. The responsibility of that relationship falls squarely in your hands. Not in the hands of the woman, but your hands. You're the man. Remember, the man, he was created first. So if that relationship's going to work, I'm going to have to work hard at that relationship. You understand?
Yep.
Because men, they'll walk away. And so you have to stay. You have to do everything you can to make that relationship what you want it to be. That's not your wife's stuff. That's your stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you have to be everything that for her that you want her to be for you. That's the deal. Or somehow that thing's going to unravel, and you have to be there for the long haul. It's going to be ups and downs and twists and turns, and you have to have this deal. It's like we're going to ride this thing out until it gets better. And we're going to sing it through the storm until the sun shines again. And we're going to go through the sickness and ups and downs and kids and all of that, And then there's always going to be situations where, we have another woman coming and you're trying to, and you have to have enough girls like, hey, girl, I already got a chick, you have to move on. I'm just telling you.
I don't think I'll have that problem, but
You would. Hey, listen here. I'm not a pretty boy. I know that, but I got stories I can tell you that will blow your mind. And I just said, and I don't wear a wedding ring. I said, I am married and I don't play around. That's it. The relationship doesn't go any further than that. I've been out of the country on airplanes by myself, and chicks come on to me. I was first saying that. They're like, well, you don't have a wedding ring on. I said, no, I pawned my wedding ring to buy a suit because I'm a preacher.
I don't want to get on this topic, but I do want to ask.
Sure.
Why don't you wear a wedding ring?
Because when I got into church, wedding rings were prohibited. Mm-hmm. Back from in the 50s and the 60s and all that stuff. So now they're becoming back into vogue again. So that was there's some cats out there preaching up because the wedding ring seemingly is a unity deal and da. There's always somebody coming on, And so my deal is, in this generation, as opposed to that generation, I don't think it's a deal. It's just a symbol that says I'm married. So it doesn't have to be sparkly with a big old ring. I guarantee you that ring ain't going to stop you from fornicating.
So what do you do to symbolize maybe to other people, or do you not care about doing that?
I don't care about other people. I'm just talking about me. Because I'm not gonna approach a chick for sex. I'm not gonna do that. So she approaches me and I'm like, oh, stop right there, I'm married. I don't see a ring. How about one around your eye? It's like I don't cheat. That's why you say I'm married and I don't cheat. Thank you very much. You walk away.
So do you consider a wedding ring jewelry?
Purposeful. It's a purpose jewelry.
What's the difference between jewelry and purposeful jewelry?
If you're not married, you don't need a ring. Mm-hmm. The purpose of the ring is says I'm married. That's a purpose jewelry. It's not an earring in your eye, in your ear. That's not purpose. Or in your nose, or in your lip, or in your hair, or not around your neck. But it's like it serves a purpose. It's just saying, I'm letting you know I'm in a committed relationship with the woman I love. And you can stop right there. But chicks out there and even guys out there, they'll push that limit too. So the wedding ring doesn't stop you from fornicating or committing adultery. It's this right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's your commitment to God and your commitment to your wife. So the enemy will try to catch you when your wife is not doing too good. You have some ups and downs and dolls around, and here comes Delilah. Samson. And she'll get you to cut your hair off.
Yeah.
Yeah, she will.
So if you like you said, this isn't going to stop you from doing anything, then what's the point of wearing it?
It's a symbol in our society. That's the first symbol of saying I'm married. But the chick wants to bet, or the guy, he'll push the envelope. You know, I know you're married. I got one of those too. Yeah. You know, and think about it. If you're committing adultery with a chick, she's got a ring and you got a ring. They think y'all. They both think you're married to each other. So there's a lot of different mindsets. I don't wear a ring because this is the way I started out. Okay, and so my pastor was deaf on any kind of jewelry. All right, so I kind of stay with that a little bit. And here, there are people with wedding rings. I don't preach against them. I don't pray for them, you know. And they asked me, what am I standing? I'm going to say, I'm from the old school, But probably when I get out of, when I'm not senior pastor here or whatever, blah, 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 I may get one. My wife wants me to get one. I want everybody to know. I guess like, I'm 70 years old, I ain't got no hair, I ain't got no money, don't nobody want me. Thank you very much. You know, and so the deal is a ring on your finger will not keep you from committing adultery or fornication.
Right.
So the ring is innocuous to the whole deal.
Yeah.
It's what's going on right here and right up there. So you'll pull that ring off and set it on that, set it on the table in that hotel room, and you just and you're gonna sin. And so the ring doesn't stop anything.
Yeah.
It's just a symbol that I am in a committed relationship with a woman that's my wife, and it's not going to keep you from sinning.
Right.
There has to be something here and here.
That's all the questions I had.
That's, yeah, I'm good.
Wow. That's been episode 61 or 2 or 3, one of these. Thank you so much, Brother Emory.
Oh, man, it's my pleasure.
Thank you.
I helped somebody out.
Oh, you did. Well, you helped me, if anything. I mean,
I like you, man. She's out there, bro. Don't just settle down, man.
there, she's just blind right now.
Wow. Maybe her eyes are open. Say, tell God, blind that woman, man. Let me blind her.
Bring her to me, Lord.
That's what I'm saying.